Hey, welcome to this episode of Gas Therapy. I'm Michael. I share my knowledge of musical gear solutions which are cheaper and better, in my opinion. And yes, since I make videos, I'm also really keen on video shooting gears. Therefore, the therapy extends here. And today I'm gonna share you why I choose to stay with my Osmo Action OG, which is from over 4 years ago, instead of the latest Action 4 or 3 or even 2. Let's start the therapy. I'm a fan of DJI company. I really love what they are doing, competing with GoPro, especially with their astonishing product, Osmo Action OG. The product design and software experience just overkilled the same generation products from GoPro. And by the way, this entire video will be purely shot on this Osmo Action OG, just to show you how good or maybe how bad this camera can be. I'm also a fan of the portable cameras, and that is the reason why I bought my Osmo Action OG. But you know, gear companies need to constantly make more money, so they have to make more products to fit more niche corners on the market. Something like a wider viewing angle, yeah, that's the Action 3. Or something with a bigger sensor, and that's the Action 4. If you have the money, you can totally buy them out and test out your own preference. For me, I did. And my conclusion is, it is not the newer, the better. And actually, let's move outside and let's see how this camera would perform. Firstly, I'm not a fan of the Action 2. The modular design is just not my thing, because I like things to be solid and compact when it comes to a hardware gear, especially a camera. The easier, the better, in my opinion. So when DJI dialed back to the starting point and released their Action 3, it definitely triggered my gas, the gear acquisition syndrome. So I bought it instantly, but the camera was a nightmare to me. Firstly, the image quality is just bad. My face is always blurred, like in beauty mode, and there is no way to turn it off. I really don't like it. It's definitely not a focusing issue. I think it's due to their not good enough noise reduction algorithm, which is rubbing my face all the time. Personally, I don't need beauty mode. If I look bad, I should look bad, especially like the roughness on my face. I want my camera to record everything for me, because that is the real me. And secondly, the digital stabilization is bad. I'm not saying it is not stable enough. Oppositely, it is much too stable that even a smooth camera movement won't be shown correctly. If I turn on the Rocksteady, which is the DJI way of calling the digital stabilization, and then turn my camera angle just to adjust the framing of myself, that camera will look really robotic and slowed down. It's just not normal. Then thirdly, even if I can live with those cons, when I'm in my editing phase, checking the footage on my laptop, here comes the biggest downgrade of the user experience. Damn, it's so cold outside here. I need to go home right now. When you shoot videos with your Action 3, the camera will create an actual LRF file for all of your footages, which is not usable and needed for my editing. And there is no way to turn it off if you deleted it accidentally, because it is really easy to make the mistake since there is so many footages. Then the original footage won't be readable on your Action camera anymore. Trust me, I was there, and it is really annoying. But if you don't delete it, the file will occupy your storage a lot. It's roughly 1/3 of your original footage if you shoot in 1080p like me. Actually, I do know why there is this LRF file. It's for saving the camera processing power while previewing the footage on the camera, and also for the Mimo app. But from an Action 1's user's point, it is totally an user experience disaster, because there is no actual file and no steps needed for the Action OG at all. The user experience here is still the best in my opinion, especially after so many years and so many generations of Action cameras. But maybe it is just the starting phase of the Action 3, right? Companies like DJI always upgrade their firmware to make the Action camera better, right? So right before Action 4 came out, I bought the Action 3 again. And you know what? Everything stays almost exactly the same. My face is still in beauty mode. Camera movement still feels dumb. And the extra useless file is still there. But actually, DJI did try to make their action camera better by releasing a new one, forcing you to purchase another time. Yeah, it's the glorious Action 4. But to be honest, I'm okay with that, as long as it is better enough. So I returned my Action 3 and bought the Action 4. And they really did a great job for me this time. They provided the option of turning the noise reduction down to avoid the beauty mode. I can finally see the hair on my arm. And the camera movement also got a lot smoother this time. But the annoying extra file is still there, taking up my storage and extra steps while managing my footage. So if I upgrade, not only I need to pay extra money, but also need to accept all of those downgrades from my current one, which is the Osmo Action OG. And to be honest, do you really think the footage of this video is bad enough to make you click off the video? For me, it is definitely acceptable, as long as the light is good enough. Oh, by the way, I never use the normal color profile on the Osmo Action OG. I always shoot in the Cine-like color profile, and then put on my own color grading preset. For me, it's always better than the normal color profile result, and it's always good enough for me. You might already watched a lot of camera review videos out there, but in my opinion, those gear-based YouTubers lives on selling you ideas of comparing and buying newer gears. That's their job. It's a common way to grab people's eyes. So of course, they get excited when they can get the latest gears from manufacturers for free. And there is no doubt that they'll make the hell a lot of content about this new camera until another new camera came out. As long as the gear-based YouTuber lives, this loop will never stop. So I'll stick with my Osmo Action OG, as long as DJI stick with the annoying file management user experience. The reason why I always make negative review videos is because this is almost the only strong enough way to force companies make better products. That is why I always choose to be the bad guy, because I want to make things better. That's it for today's video. Leave a comment if you have any question. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more gas therapy videos. You can also support me on Patreon. I share my finger drumming tutorials there, helping you to becoming a drummer without buying a full drum kit. All you need is just a 25-key MIDI keyboard. That's all. And that is the most efficient and money-saving way to make music nowadays, in my opinion. See you there.